Two dudes with attitudes, let's go. Welcome to the pod every Wednesday, back to represent. Two dudes with attitudes, yeah, here comes the main event. Every week it's the dudes from the east and the west, breaking down everything you've seen and the best of the best. Came together on TikTok, hit it off from the jump, now they never gon' stop. Shooting star, PRS, you can hit the follow. My wrestling opinion is someone you should all know, and they call him MWO. Yeah, it's rich on the flow, and I thought you should know. Two dudes in the mood that be dropping the jewels. This is not for the fools, this is just how we do. Talking WWE, no one is touching the team cool. Calm, collected, the methods will be. You can hit the 5 stars when it's time to rate on whatever platforms. Two dudes, get it straight, yeah. Two dudes with attitudes.
What's going on? You're now tuned in to the greatest Two Dudes with Attitudes of Wrestling podcast. It is WWE Day. Is it not, Mr. Honorary Dude, Shooting Star Press?
It is WWE Thursday, and I
Yes,
am
sir.
live from an Airbnb because I'm dedicated to all of you. Yeah,
You are.
I've got good Wi-Fi. I'm ready to do this.
All right. Hopefully you do, because we've clicked off 1,000
Yeah, that's
times
true.
beforehand.
That's true.
But let's go.
Yeah,
Happy
let's go.
says Two Dudes with Attitudes.
Let's
go. But anyway, it was a busy week, man. WWE. So we got to cover a lot, man. We have to cover a lot. We got to go fast. We got to get it going. We got SmackDown, fire. Great American Bash, which you were disappointed by. We got Monday Night Raw, which was up and down. And then we got NXT. So there was a lot that went on this week. And we're pushing to SummerSlam, which we'll have predictions at the end. It's exciting. I'm kind of wondering where everything is going. I'm wondering how our predictions will be. Are we going to get a Finn win, a Damian cash? We almost had a cash in on Raw, which we'll talk about. Stuff is interesting. So are you ready?
I am. Let's
start off. And let's go old school, because we're going SmackDown. And of course, with SmackDown, we are going old school, baby. That's why I'm wearing the Bloodline hat and the We the One shirt, because I can't really wear it anymore because it's all dead now. So all this money I spent is, you know what I mean? But SmackDown, we had the real chief, is what he calls himself, Jey Uso, against the only one, Roman Reigns, and they had a sit down. They opened up SmackDown, which was very cool. And the second thing I cover will be why they opened up SmackDown. But I thought it was interesting. I thought it was a good thing to have Roman come out and just it's funny because people still sleep on Roman, right? And it's we have to start admitting that this guy is he's got to, I mean, he ain't Shawn Michaels, but minus him, when you consider all the money makers, so you got Stone Cold, The Rock, John Cena, Hulk Hogan, I think it's time for us to put Roman's name in that, because if you really look at what's going on right now with ticket sales, ticket sales right now at WWE events are higher than they have ever been. Ever. Yeah. I'm talking ever, bro. I'm talking attitude era. And I think the problem is that we look at ratings, right? But people didn't watch TV like they used to. I mean, I watch all my wrestling recorded. So I stream it or I record it on my, devices, my Hulu device, and then I watch it later. So that doesn't count as, watching it live. So back in the days, you didn't have that choice, right? I literally flipped back and forth for Monday Night Raw and Nitro. I was like, oh, shoot, commercial break, go back over, whichever one was more intriguing, let's watch it. So that's how they got ratings in. So obviously ratings don't matter. But Roman Reigns is that dude. And when he comes out, you just feel it. You feel that emotion of him. And he came out and he put it on Jey, dude. He did. And I have to give it to Jey. I thought he was overacting all the time, right? I've been kind of dogging him for the overacting. And I was watching him this week, and I don't know. I'm feeling it, man. The camera likes him. They're shining on him. He's doing that whole walking back and forth, or just on the rope, concentrated, and he's focused on you kind of feel the hurt and the pain in him that he's yo, I love Roman and I love the bloodline, but I got to do this. And I'm starting to feel it now. And this bloodline has been going on for 3 years, and you came and saw me at WrestleMania, 5 months ago? And we thought it was dead then. It's continuing to go on. This thing is the never-ending story. It's just going on forever. Yeah, thank you very much. And it's going on forever, and it's so good. And Roman literally told him, you injured your brother, and your other brother likes me more than you. Mm-hmm. You basically nothing. I'm going to destroy you. Why do you think you could beat me? And Jey was like, why do I think I could beat you? Because I pinned you. Because I did beat you. And then it turned into this thing. It's awesome. This feud is amazing. I'm excited for SummerSlam. And the thing that I'm most excited about this match is that even though, we get in our predictions, maybe Roman will win, but we're still doubting ourselves, right? And I do think the tribal warfare? Is that what it's called? Tribal combat, thank you, is kind of leading to Roman having that advantage because obviously somebody will come out. But Rikishi put out a tweet promoting Jey Uso because that's what Paul Heyman and Roman were talking about. That like, what do you mean the
elders?
Thank God, I'm all over the place. The elders. What do you mean the elders are citing you and they talk to him? They're not allowed to talk to him. I'm the tribal chief. And Rikishi put out the thing basically saying, let's go, Jey Uso, you got this. So it's intriguing. It's awesome. I love it. And I love the way it opened. And then just to continue on really quick, he then went backstage and bumped into poor Grayson Waller, who mocked him and challenged him to a match later on, which I will cover next time I speak. But yeah, so what did you think? Are you still digging it? You think it's stale? I'm hearing, Eric Bischoff supposedly said it jumped the shark. People are saying this is kind of, let's move on. But I think Roman, win or lose, this isn't moving on. I think this is going for the long haul. So,
yeah, I don't see this bloodline story ending anytime soon, despite what the naysayers might be saying and what the reports and rumors are saying. It can't end. I mean, yes, the family's all torn apart, but they can keep this storyline going for at least another 6 months or so, even to WrestleMania of next year if they wanted to. They could. So I love what they did. I love Roman Reigns. Every time he comes out, and I like the psychological games that he plays, where Jey Uso came out first and was before he could even speak, Roman Reigns just interrupted him. Just before his music played, he came out and just, that's when you can go get a drink because Roman Reigns' entrance takes 20 minutes. But he did the whole thing. But, it was just like before.
Always a commercial break. Always a commercial break. Always.
But it was all before Jey Uso even uttered a word, which I'm just like, there's the psychological games that he plays with his opponents it's second to none. I mean, it's perfect. It is. And then I don't know if you saw this too, but him and Paul Heyman were on First Take on ESPN earlier this week too, and that was money as well. I mean, everything.
I'm so glad you talked about it. How good was Paul Heyman?
Oh, he was fantastic.
Although he was like Bobby Heenan, he's dead. And
yeah, so what? He's dead. Yeah, bro. He's talking about how he's the greatest manager of all time, and how Bobby Heenan's dead, so he doesn't count. But I mean, all of it. Is he alive? Man. Yeah, all of it was great. Roman is charismatic. I mean, he did his top 5 Super Bowl picks for
good 2020. Picks. He didn't put the Rams up there. He tried his best, but yeah.
Yeah, he put the Chiefs at number 2, and like they're the reigning champs. But if anybody, he's the reigning champ, so like he should be.
His number 1 was his favorite team, right? The Eagles. Is that what it was?
I think he may have had the Eagles up there.
It was his favorite, right? Isn't that why he picked them?
Or the 49ers. The 49ers were his favorite team. And he picked the Niners to win the whole thing. But I mean, Roman is he's money. And every time he's on screen, if you go back and look at the YouTube clips and the TikTok videos of just Roman segments, those are the most highest viewed things out there on WWE TV. They're getting billions of views, millions of views. They're the most viewed product that WWE is putting out there because people are intrigued as to what Roman Reigns is going to do next. They're intrigued as to what Jey Uso is going to do. I think this has made Jey Uso a star, and will win or lose on at SummerSlam. I'm excited to see what he does next because I think he could always reunite with his brother and go back to the tag division, or he could I think he could have a great run as a solo superstar and do great things there. But I think this whole notion that the bloodline hasn't built anybody, I think that's complete wrong. It's way wrong because I mean,
where was Sami?
Yeah, Sami Zayn's a star.
Even KO.
KO, yeah,
got bigger.
yeah.
Jimmy
KO's
and Jey?
Jimmy and Jey, Solo Sikoa. I mean, you can't tell me Solo. Yeah.
Even Paul Heyman. Everyone has
Yeah.
gotten bigger through this shit. Everyone.
Yeah.
Roman.
Brock Lesnar, people were anti-Brock, and now they love Brock. I mean, you name it. I mean, Cody Rhodes, people were so like he was like the guy to beat Roman, and he didn't. And I think that's made him even bigger as well. So, yeah, I'm loving what they're doing with this storyline. I want to see it keep going. Everything that they've done has been gold.
I agree. All right, what's next?
I want to talk about something that hasn't really been going on in the ring, but more behind the scenes. And over the last few weeks, I don't know if you've been watching or paying attention, but we've seen Bobby Lashley talking to Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford 1 week. A couple weeks ago, he was talking backstage with Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. Are we getting a return of the Hurt Business? We haven't seen MVP yet, and we haven't seen Omos, so we don't know what's going on with Omos. We haven't seen him since he lost.
I think Brock killed him, right? Did he?
Yeah, he must have, so. or Seth Rollins killed him at back. Somebody beat him.
Yeah, he fought again after Brock. Yeah,
but we haven't seen him since. But I am wondering if, because they've teased this before, and then nothing ever came to fruition with it. But I am wondering if this is going to lead to a Hurt Business reunion, or if they're not going to call it the Hurt Business, another faction in the WWE, another group for Bobby Lashley to kind of be the main focal point of. But I'm excited because I've been waiting. I've been hearing about it on the dirt sheets. I've been reading about it. I've been hearing about this Montez Ford heel turn and this big Montez Ford push and the Street Profits breaking up. There are going to be no more. And I've been waiting. Like, when's it going to happen? It's going to happen at the Rumble. Okay. It's going to happen at WrestleMania. Doesn't happen. It's going to happen at Backlash. Just wait. It's going to happen at Money in the Bank, and it never happened. It's going to happen at SummerSlam, but now it's not. I don't think it's happening at all. But I do think the push is coming because of Bobby Lashley and what they're doing and what they're teasing with the Hurt Business. So yeah, I'm excited for this. I think we need Bobby Lashley back on SmackDown, and I think this is a good thing to kind of imagine a feud between Hurt Business and Bloodline, or Hurt Business and Judgment Day. I mean, there's so many ways they could go with this, and I think it'll help Bobby Lashley's career, because I feel like he's kind of floundered a little bit since Bray Wyatt no-showed him for WrestleMania, and I think this could be the upstart he needs, the rejuvenation he needs to get back on the card for WrestleMania 40.
The best part about this is that Bobby Lashley feels like that dude, because he's like bringing them in fancy limos, buying them fancy clothes, talking to them in a fancy area, not backstage. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like
telling them that they're stars. Yeah, treating them like they're the stars.
Let's talk about NXT and backstage promos with the beach. So I mean, you feel like Bobby Lashley is that dude, and he's recruiting. I was paying attention because we talked about this last week, because I thought it was weird that he was only trying to recruit black dudes. And I was like, why do we always have to keep all the black guys or African Americans all together? It's offensive unless that's what they want. And if that's what they want, I don't give a care what color you are. Because if you got, you got the Street Profits, you got Carmelo Hayes, you got Trick Williams, you got Bobby Lashley, you got MVP, and you can add in Dum Dum. That's a team, bro. That's a team that can go with the Judgment Day if they're the baby faces, which they could be, because they don't have to go in baby face. They're all baby faces. That's why they turn heel. Yeah. So I'm all for it, dude. Sign me up. I'm assuming MVP and them are still in on it, because we were having all those clues back in the days when when Bray Wyatt was still a thing. So I mean, I'm assuming this is still going to happen. I don't know, but either way, I'm all for the Hurt. I hope he calls it the Hurt Business. The Hurt Business was money. Probably the best African American faction since the Nation of Domination. Yeah, and they could have done so much more, and they just got broken up too early. But I'm all for it. And Bobby Lashley is that dude. You could put Bobby Lashley against anybody, and I'm assuming he's going to win, right? Because not only is he a legit martial artist, but he just looks like he would like beat me up and take my girlfriend, right? I mean, I would be like, you can have her. Like, I mean, like what? He's the guy, like, I'm on the beach, like putting sunscreen on my girlfriend, and he just like kicks sand on my face, and I'm like, you win. And he like steps on my sandcastle and takes her.
He took
like that happened.
He took Lana away from Rusev. If you remember that story. So
that's
I mean,
Rusev left, right? Wasn't he?
Yeah,
like, I'm out of here. This is ridiculous.
Bump Rusev Day. This guy stole my girlfriend.
Oh, so, Rusev Day was so great. But anyway, yeah. So anyway, I'm all for it. I agree with you. I like these little segments. I like the fanciness. I like the fact that not Montez Ford, but the other Street Profit was dressed Angela Dawkins. Thank you. I'm missing everyone's name today. Was dressed in like a sweatshirt, a hoodie, and sweats, and obviously on purpose because Bobby Lashley was like, "Bruh, you ain't gonna wear that. You're gonna dress, in the bee's knees." So it was nice. I enjoyed it. Next thing I want to talk about is a continuation of Jey Uso. Mm-hmm. So as we said, Jey Uso decided to walk backstage, and Grayson Waller talked mess to him, and he kind of put him in his place. And they challenged to a match earlier. And there's a few things I want to talk about here. I'm not going to dog the match too much. I thought the match was mediocre at best, and I don't think it's either of them. I think, all right, where do I start? Let's start with Grayson Waller. Number one, when did Grayson Waller become an enhancement talent? Like, he's brand new to WWE, and I listened to the Freddie Prinze Jr. podcast. Great podcast, Friends with Freddie, Wrestling with Freddie. It's a great podcast. He does it with Jeff Dye. It's good stuff. They talked about this week how Becky Lynch shaved her head, or was going to shave her head a long time ago, and when Jeff Dye used to date her, this comedian dated Becky Lynch before Seth Rollins, and Becky Lynch was like, "I ain't shaving my head, no thank you." And now Shotzi did it, but Shotzi's doing it because her sister has cancer, which is shout out to Shotzi. We need to do that more often. We don't give enough shots out on our podcast to people who pass away and so on. But to Shotzi, good on you to want to shave your head to respect your sister who was going through Oh, heck yeah. We were talking off the record about, losing people to cancer. So yes, we 100% support that. But with that said, he was talking about how he didn't even understand Grayson Waller. He's like, Freddie Prinze is like, I don't watch that much NXT, and I don't know this guy, and all I know him as is like guy who has a talk show that's mediocre and loses matches. And that's what we were saying. That's what we've been saying about Grayson Waller. This dude is so talented. He is that guy on NXT. He is a MJF type heel. And I'm going to throw it out there. He has the cockiness, his attitude, the way he presents himself, and the disses he does. He is so good, but he has been nothing on Monday Night Raw. He's just been an afterthought, or SmackDown, other than doing the Grayson Waller effect, where he's been, you have said, 3 out of 4 have been awful. So it's like, it's just really sad. So he challenges Jey Uso, and they have a match, and I've been saying Jey is that dude. He's that man. He's that guy. This match was really like, blah. It was meh. I was actually watching this match thinking, like, is Jey that guy? Like, he's that guy with the crowd and with the reactions and with his promos and the way he's handling. But this match, he just seemed like a normal, typical wrestler. And I was confused on why, for one, why is Grayson Waller losing to everybody? And why was he the guy picked to wrestle Jey Uso? And secondly, why is Jey Uso wrestling Grayson? What did this do? Like, you think after this match, people are like, hell yeah, he's beating the Tribal Chief. Jey Uso, he got that win over Grayson Waller. He's like, why aren't we having him beating some real people, man? Like, I was lost on this, and this was a huge, huge, huge miss for me. What are you thinking? Am I off base? I mean, I was like, and I love Jey Uso. Don't get me started. I think he's that guy. I think he could dethrone Roman, but this was just his poor booking for everybody. Fans and both of them.
I didn't like this at all. I thought the match was flat. Definitely my least favorite match of the night. Second least favorite match of the night. I'll talk about my least favorite one in the next segment. But this was I don't like what they're doing with Grayson Waller. He's just an enhancement talent now on SmackDown, and it's kind of it's hard to rebuild yourself into a credible threat when you just continuously losing matches over and over and over. I feel like we talk about that every single week with a different wrestler, and usually it's Judgment Day, and now it's Grayson Waller. But it's just I don't know. And then the crowd too was just I feel like they were quiet for the first parts of the match. They were amped for Jey Uso's entrance, and then they didn't really give Grayson Waller much of a reaction. And then for probably the first 10, 12 minutes of the match, they were silent. I mean, you didn't really hear much of anything. And also, I got to be honest, I didn't really like the whole Roman Reigns coming out and attacking Jey Uso as well. Because I thought the whole point of tribal combat was they're not supposed to touch each other. They're not supposed to, right? But Roman Reigns is the tribal chief. He can do whatever he wants, which I think that's kind of.
So you didn't like him coming down and sitting in the crowd and.
I think that was, I didn't mind that, but it was the, Roman Reigns coming into the match and taking out Jey, and then Solo Sikoa coming out and hitting him with the spear and the thumb strike, the Samoan strike combo.
Always that's a thing now. That's like the double clothesline in AEW.
Yeah. Then, but just the typical numbers game, catching up to helping the bloodline having the advantage and hurting the opponent. But I was fine with it. But the thing is just last week when they were doing the tribal combat contract signing, Solo Sikoa went to Samoan Spike Jey Uso, and Roman stopped him, making us think that they're not supposed to they're not going to touch each other. And then this week they're like, it's like, forget all that. Let's go out there and beat this guy down. So I was a little confused as to that. It felt like a flat ending to what was a pretty decent SmackDown for the most part.
Okay, but with that said, we've always talked about, or at least I have on this podcast, that whoever gets the last laugh loses at SummerSlam. Yeah. So who got the last laugh? We'll get into predictions. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there.
We still got one more, though. That's the thing. We still have one more SmackDown tomorrow.
Right. Yeah, we do got it tomorrow. See, that's what sucks about predictions, because we have tomorrow. We don't have that to make our predictions. So,
but yeah, the last thing, the reason why the Jey Uso Grayson Waller match was my second least favorite match of the night is because my least favorite match of the night was Santos Escobar versus Rey Mysterio, LWO versus LWO in the US Championship Invitational Finals, as they're calling it. And the match was fine, I guess. And then Rey Mysterio gets what I thought was a real concussion. And then it turns out that based on everything I read,
telling me this,
based on everything I read, it said that it was a storyline concussion, that there was nothing wrong with Rey Mysterio, that they were selling it. And then it kind of made sense because they kept talking about it. And if it was a real concussion, WWE is taking that stuff so seriously, they wouldn't have shown the replay over and over and over. So it started clicking on my head that, oh yeah, it probably was part of the story. But what's the story? Like, what are they going? Like, why didn't they finish the match? Like, why is it, if you didn't want Rey Mysterio to win, why'd you have him win the week before? If you're is this trying to push Santos Escobar? Does this hurt Santos Escobar? And then also, we've talked about this the last couple of weeks now about the ultimate demise of the US Championship. Santos Escobar wins the match against Rey Mysterio and gets his match against Austin Theory for the US title. He gets his shot, but it's not at SummerSlam. It's actually next week on Friday Night Smackdown, which great. It gives us a reason to tune into SmackDown. I like it. You get a title match, but you're having one of your big four pay-per-views. You're having the Intercontinental Championship defended. You can't have the U.S. title defended. I don't think it's been defended since WrestleMania at a premium live event. Maybe it was at Backlash, but wasn't at Night of Champions, wasn't at Money in the Bank. Now it's not at SummerSlam. And Santos Escobar and Rey Mysterio, like the ending was awkward with the storyline concussion. And then, spoiler alert, we won't talk about this when we talk, or I guess we will a little bit, but Rey Mysterio showed up to NXT on this Tuesday and was completely fine.
We're talking about it,
yeah. Completely fine.
Well, he's going to be in the corner. That doesn't mean he has to do wrestling work But
he wasn't talking like somebody that had just had a concussion or anything. He was
no.
Yeah, he wasn't disappointed that he lost or upset that, hey, I'm really feeling the effects of this. I don't know what's going to. So yeah, I think the whole injury storyline was just that, an angle, but I don't understand why they did that and what direction they're going in. And I also hate it for the US Championship. It just feels like it's continuing its demise down the level of importance in the WWE.
Well, that's why I think it was legit. I'm not going to try to dog you and Dave Meltzer.
Yeah,
I'm just saying that's why I thought it was legit, because that would be a ridiculous way of ending. I think basically that he hit his head a little bit too hard. And when the ref it went to a commercial break, just happened to be during that move. And during the commercial break, I think the ref was talking to him and he was probably like, huh, where am I? Am I in this match? And they were probably like, oh shit, let's call this. And it probably wasn't as serious as it was. He probably just had his bell rung. You know what I mean? And I think he was fine. And so now he can continue on. I think it was just like a way. I think Escobar was meant to win, which is stupid, because we talked about that last week on how Escobar won against Theory. So obviously he's not going to win against Mysterio, because you can have him wrestle him again, because now Theory's going to win. Escobar's not going to win twice against Theory. So that's stupid. But other than that, I think that's why they went with it. Because in most cases, a la Stone Cold broken neck against Owen Hart, when you have to win, you're still going to find a way to get the win, right? So I think if Rey was supposed to win, they would have allowed him to win. I think it was just that. And then a couple of days went by, and they were like, nah, you're good, dude. And I know it was only one day, right? One day at Raw. They probably cleared him and were like, oh, in a week, you're going to be good to go for next, NXT, and you can be a ring supporter as your son destroys Mr. Two Small Shorts. Yeah. So we'll get into that later. But yeah, so that's what I think. I could be wrong.
You might be. Yeah. I mean, I'm just going off of what I saw.
No, that was SmackDown. We're still talking SmackDown. So yeah, so this could have been.
Yeah. I mean, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday,
Tuesday. I mean, and then next. Yeah, that's like over a week. Yeah. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and and I hope you're right. I hope it was not that I hope that it was a legit injury, but if I just don't like the story of it being a fake injury, and because they can't have Rey Mysterio lose clean to Escobar because they want to push him, and or I don't know, but yeah, if it was legit, then okay, I'm okay with it, and I'm okay with the outcome. I'm okay with them, and maybe he didn't have a concussion, maybe he just got his bell rung a little bit, and But then again, you go back and watch it. They show the replay like 7 times, and if it was a serious head injury, a lot of times they like pan away from that. They don't show the replay over and over. So that's what made me think it was a storyline or not legit. Like it was just an angle to write Mysterio off of TV. But then he shows up on Tuesday, so I'm like, okay, I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, I was confused by that too. So yeah.
So
all right. Well, with that said, let's get into the Great American Bash. You ready? NXT time, we go right into the Great American Bash. That was on Sunday, and you didn't like the show. You thought it was meh. But I want to talk about something. I want to talk about my boy, Dirty Dom. I am the president of the Dom Fan Club, and I was ecstatic to see him get that victory. I was sure he was going to win it, but I wasn't sure at the same time. You never know with how we book things in WWE. But once again, it was a 12-minute match, give or take, but it was a good-ass match. And I think Dom is getting better, and I love that Rhea is interfering. People are like just so enraged at the fact that she's helping him win all the time. Once again, honky tonk man. This is how he won. He cheated to win every single match. That's what a good heel does. I am loving this, and he still looked good. He still hit the frog splash for the victory, as the other two argued and whatever else. But I think the highlight of the night was not aired. They showed it later on TikTok. I posted it on my TikTok. Dom and Rhea. Rhea, by the way, who looked stunning.
Phenomenal. Yes.
Yeah. God, Buddy has to. They're together now, right? Buddy is. Did you hear about Rhea technically? She claimed or said on the interview that she was going to get something with Dominik tattooed on her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that. Yeah, and then somebody asked her what her favorite thing to do with Dominik is.
Yeah, and it's the fudge. Yeah. So yeah.
So,
Well, and somebody asked Dominik what his favorite like lunch was, and he said Rhea or something like that. So, but those are all different compared to tattoos. So here's the thing, right? If I had a girl, I don't have a girl right now. I don't have anybody. But if I had a girl, and she was in wrestling, and she was with Dominik Mysterio, and my girl was like, "Yo, I'm gonna get a tattoo of this dude's face on my body," and then she did it, I think I might start questioning what is happening with that relationship. I don't know what Buddy's thinking. I know Buddy's buff. He's ripped. He's like in good shape right now. He's like probably can kick Dominik Mysterio's butt. Not a chance. He did prison. But either way, he did real time, bro. Don't believe me. Ask Tony D. But it was, But either way, they were leaving backstage, and Shawn Michaels. So we had a goat meeting the goat. So we had the past goat and the current goat walking towards each other. And Shawn Michaels says, "Great job, kid." And Dom ignores him, and Rhea ignores him, which was disrespectful. And Shawn said, "Your father should have spanked you." And that was the best part of this show, is that the fact that Shawn said that Rey Mysterio, who legitimately spanked him with a belt, live WrestleMania pay-per-view television. But nonetheless, what do you think? Dom winning, good for NXT. Dom is literally the only wrestler right now, because we can't count Rhea, because Rhea is kind of just like a side piece. Dom is wrestling on Raw, wrestling on SmackDown, wrestling on NXT. And when we talk about NXT, I want to talk about Dom even more, about the importance of Dominik Mysterio. But how good is this right now? I mean, are you feeling this? I mean,
I'm loving this, and he feels. We'll talk about this when we get into Raw, but I feel like Dominik is becoming the most important member of Judgment Day. He's the most successful, at least right now. He's got a championship, and he's winning his matches, which other people in the faction can't really say right now because they just seem to lose quite a bit. But yeah, and I'd make the argument that this match maybe should have closed the show over Carmelo Hayes and Dragunov. I mean, that was a great match.
I thought it should have.
Yeah, that was fantastic match. Dragunov showed out. He's a stud in the making, and future NXT champion for sure. But
for sure,
Dominik Mysterio has been killing it on NXT, and Wesley's been carrying the North American division, the North American Championship for quite a while in NXT. And then you have the Mustafa Ali, who he's got to be like hating life right now because he was supposed to take that title off of Wesley. He came to NXT to rebuild himself and rebuild his career.
Yep.
And he can't win there either because Dominik's there. But Dominik he's doing it, man. And this kid's only 26 years old too, and he is still just, he's relatively new to wrestling. He's relatively new to the WWE. He's only been in WWE for like 2 or 3 years. He didn't go through NXT like a lot of people thought he should have, but he's just talk about most improved wrestler. This man is he's getting better and better each week. His promos are getting better and better. And yeah, I would have made the argument, and I would not have been okay. I would not have been mad if Dominik Mysterio had closed the show with the North American Championship. But yeah, I'm loving what they're doing with Dom. And the other thing on Great American Bash that I'm kind of not really sure what they're doing. Gable Steveson and Baron Corbin fighting to a double countout. Okay. I thought for sure. I got to give HBK credit because I thought for sure Gabe Stevenson was going to beat Baron Corbin, and Baron Corbin was going to, be that guy that loses yet again in NXT after he just lost to Carmelo Hayes a few weeks ago, and he came there to rebuild himself and become the face of the brand. And so I'll give them credit that Baron Corbin didn't lose, but Baron Corbin didn't win either. And this match was not that. I didn't care for this match. I did not. The fans hated it. The fans were booing Gable Steveson. I think he could be a good heel character. I think he might need a mouthpiece, and I think if he embraces this heel he was getting at the Great American Bash. But Yeah, I did not. The match itself just felt flat. It didn't feel. You could tell it was Gabe Stevenson's first match in the WWE. And Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
Baron Corbin's a good worker. I mean, he's a safe worker. He's a good guy to have your first match against. And I feel like he did everything he could to save this and try to make it great. But it just didn't. It just felt flat. And I don't know what's next for Stevenson on NXT. I don't know what's next for Baron Corbin. Or I guess we kind of have an idea as to what's next for Baron Corbin now. But I just didn't. This match just didn't do it for me. And I'll be honest, I wasn't really looking forward to it going into the show, just because I had this feeling that Stevenson was going to squash Baron Corbin, and especially with it being his debut match and everything. So again, I'll give HBK credit for not having Corbin lose, but this match itself just did not do it for me at all.
But here's the thing, right? So props to not having Baron Corbin lose.
Yes.
But why was Gable wrestling Baron Corbin to begin with? And my predictions last week for the Great American Bash was that he was going to get squashed in 30 seconds. That didn't happen. They had a pretty decently long match, which was evenly matched, and that's what people were pissed off about, because it's like, if you're going to have Gable Stevenson come in, he needs to beat the living snot out of this guy, right? He needs to go to Suplex City, whatever moves he can actually do them all, pin him, and leave. And instead, you had him wrestle Baron Corbin, which we were all confused on, and then you had him wrestle into a draw. And it's like, well, that was stupid. You don't have anybody get introduced in a draw. You have them win. That's what the whole point of an introductory match is. So this whole thing was like super. And Gable got his butt kicked for half the match. I'd say it was about 50-50. So he didn't look good with it. And the crowd was already booing him because they don't like him because he's not a real wrestler, right? So like Logan Paul, they're going to boo whoever wasn't like birthed into the wrestling ring. And it's just like, I have no idea what's going on here. This was a huge miss for me. This was probably the biggest miss of the night for me, to be honest with you, was this match. And that's coming from me, a Baron Corbin fan who was mad that Baron Corbin was going to lose. And then he didn't lose. And I was like, why didn't he lose? It was all just like, what does this do for either of them? Because what's going to happen after this? Are they going to wrestle again? And then Baron Corbin's going to lose? So why didn't you just have him lose him now? Like, do you think having Baron Corbin draw once and then lose on NXT 2 weeks from now is going to make a big freaking difference? I'm so confused on this. Like, right? Like, where do they go from here, Shooting Star? Where do they go? Where are we going? Where are we going?
I have no. Gabe Stevenson was not on NXT this week, so we don't know. Nope. We don't really have any idea as to what he's going to do next. I don't think this is going to lead to a rematch or anything in the near future. I don't know, but I did not like this ending at all. I didn't like this match at all.
What was Baron on NXT this week?
I think he was. I don't think he was.
No, either of them were on NXT. You're right. They drew and they just ignored it. Correct?
Yeah. I'm looking at the results now.
I'm trying to think because I know
I feel like Baron Corbin was there on in a backstage thing, but not in like a in-ring promo.
No, they didn't do like a burying thing again, so I don't know where he would have. Yeah, I think you're right. Like, what the heck is going on?
He did something with. What did he do? Hang on, let me see if I can find the results. No, he was not on NXT. Yeah, he's not. I'm not seeing him.
Yeah, no, they didn't.
Yeah, which is crazy. So yeah, what is the follow up? Where do they go?
That's what I mean.
Yeah, it makes no sense that neither one of them were on NXT, so they just ignored it.
Yeah, exactly. I forgot about that as I was watching it. That didn't even cross my
mind. Wait, no, Baron Corbin did. He wrestled Andre Chase, and Baron Corbin beat him by pin.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh, I missed that.
Yeah, he wrestled Andre Chase, and I knew it was something with Chase U, and yeah, they were doing an interview, and Theo Hale was dejected after her loss. Baron Corbin interrupted the interview, and he got in Corbin's face, and they set up a match for later. And then Baron Corbin beat him down in the match.
You're right.
Yeah, but still, but still, it was just
that doesn't do anything for him.
No,
and
yeah,
Gable.
And I don't think they mentioned the Gabe Stevenson thing at all.
Mm-hmm.
It was but Baron Corbin also still looks lost on the NXT roster as well. He's just not. He's not like I think
it's
he's
not
trying
what
to
I thought.
Yeah, for sure. I thought he'd be NXT champion right now.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's jump back into the WWE. You ready?
Yes.
It is Monday Night Raw. And I'm going to talk all things Judgment Day, like always, because I'm a Judgment Day fanatic, waiting for all my shirts to come in. And we had the Judgment Day come out and cut a pretty good promo. They had Rhea, Damian, we had Finn, we had everybody come out and talk. And basically, they were talking about how they are unstoppable. They beat everybody. And who was going to beat the Judgment Day, right? Who's going to beat him? Is it going to be Kevin Owens? Nope. They injured him. Is it going to be Sami Zayn? Nope. They took him out. Is it going to be Liv Morgan? I don't think so. She's sitting out for a while. Is it going to be Seth freaking Rollins? No way, because Finn Balor one time stomped him to death. They didn't bring up my boy Dom, but Dom been cleaning it up in NXT. So it's like, what's going to happen? Are they going to get beat anytime soon? And out comes who to challenge. It was God, why am I forgetting her name? Yeah, out came. Help me out. Raquel Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Raquel Rodriguez comes out and starts putting it to Rhea, beating her up, and then Rhea gets the upper hand, starts beating her up. So with this segment, we'll talk about later why I hated it before we get to the end of Monday Night Raw. But I did want to talk about it because I did enjoy Raquel Rodriguez and Rhea Ripley. It was fun stuff, good stuff. I'm all for this feud. I feel like Rhea's kind of lost. She's not going to have anybody to wrestle with at SummerSlam because she's so dominant that they don't have anyone to give her. Raquel Rodriguez is that girl. And even though she's going to lose because Mommy ain't losing anytime soon, you at least can have the feel of like a maybe, right? Like, oh, she could lose. Because Raquel Rodriguez, she's just so big and bad and that girl, right? She does that little back flex. It's good stuff. But she came out and did her thing, and Rhea got the upper hand. I liked it. I like seeing Judgment Day all over everything. I feel like now that we watch SmackDown, they're on it. Raw, they're on it. NXT, they're on it. What say you? Did you enjoy it? Do you think, Raquel Rodriguez isn't the next great opponent? Do we need somebody else? Because Raquel shouldn't take the L already. Like, what are you? Because it is soon for her to take an L. Because, Mommy ain't losing. So, what are you thinking?
I do kind of feel that Rhea is... She's all over the place. She's on Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, but I still feel like she's...
Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah, I still feel like she's a little lost. I feel like she hasn't had a decent feud for the Women's Championship since winning it at WrestleMania. She had that program with Zelina Vega for a little bit there, and now she's, she had that squash match against what's the girl's name? Natalia at Night of Champions, and that was like a 15-second match that shouldn't have never happened. And then now she's going against Raquel Rodriguez, and and we don't even know if this match is happening at SummerSlam or not because Raquel's storyline not cleared. So I do think Rhea's a little too dominant, but I think it's a good thing too. It's fine to have a dominant champion. I think it makes that person that whoever does step up, it makes that person feel a lot more important and makes the championship feel more important because you want everybody to be the one to try to take it off of her.
So with you saying that, but does that also devalue it because you don't think she's ever going to lose? Like, so you have this dominant champion, right? Which you're doing Rhea, and you're like, who the heck is Rhea going to lose to? She's beating dudes up. So what's the point? So do you think it's better to have her just like anyone who she wrestles? You're like, Raquel's going to lose, Natalia's going to lose, anyone else is going to lose? Or is it good for, like you said, is that when she does lose, then it's like, damn, that person beat Rhea. Because I don't think Rhea's losing any time until WrestleMania.
No.
I think she's holding this belt for I agree. So what's the good or bad? Let me know. Like, I mean, I'm not saying it's a wrong or right decision. I'm just saying, what do you think? Like,
I think they could.
It better to have that, or
I think it's. I do think it's better to have it as a dominant champion, as opposed to your tag team champions who can't even get on the card at SummerSlam. Your women's tag team champions who won the belts, and then their first match they go and job to Charlotte Flair and Bianca Belair in their first, so I think having a dominant champion never hurts anybody, and I think Rhea Ripley is the perfect dominant champion to have. And also, I think you can build some women up on the side, and I think WWE needs to do this: is build some women up on the side to eventually be the one to step up to take down Rhea Ripley. Shayna Baszler comes to mind as somebody who would be a fantastic person who could beat Rhea Ripley in a one-on-one match if they keep building her up. If she beats Ronda Rousey, I think that would give her significant credit. If she can go and beat up everybody else, and then eventually her and Rhea Ripley clash. I could see. Do I want to see her and Becky Lynch have a match against each other? Definitely. But do I think Becky Lynch should beat her? No. But I think you can.
I don't see Becky beating Rhea, to be honest.
No, I
don't see it. I can see Shayna Baszler though, because she is
I would like that at Mania.
She wins. That's what I'm.
And it would be believable. It would be believable too.
It'll probably be Bianca's the new John Cena, so that'll really throw in to beat Rhea. But I'm all for Shayna. That'd be fun.
I think that would be the most believable. I think because she is that girl. She, Ronda or Rhea Ripley is very dominant, and who else is dominant? Shayna Baszler.
I agree.
Yeah, so I think they can make it believable and have them clash eventually, and maybe Shayna takes it off of her. So I think it values the championship because you have people wanting it a little bit more now to step up to take down Rhea Ripley. But now it's just a question of who. Just like Roman Reigns. I mean, he has brought significant value to the undisputed the Universal Championship was a joke before Roman Reigns won it, and now it's like one of the most valued titles in all of wrestling. So, and he's been dominant, and
it is the most valuable.
Yeah. So I think that's helped him.
All right.
So, but other cool things to talk about with Monday Night Raw, the opening segment with Logan Paul and Ricochet.
Sir.
Man, I gotta say, man. I want to give Logan Paul his props for he is that dude. The man is like I picked him to win. You picked him to win Money in the Bank. I picked him to win Money in the Bank.
Let's go.
And we've got our prime. You've got your prime, and we want him to sponsor us. But I love Logan Paul. He is a professional wrestler, whether people like him or not. He is there to entertain, and he is killing it right now in the WWE. But I got to give credit to Ricochet as well. Ricochet has. If we were to do mid-year awards right now and we would vote on most improved wrestler of 2023, I would say it's Ricochet, hands down. I mean, this man, he's had some great spots all throughout the year, including the spot at the Royal Rumble with Logan Paul. He's done some great things at WrestleMania. He had that tag team match with Braun Strowman that, he showed out there. He's shown out at Elimination Chamber. He's done great things in Money in the Bank, and now, man, he's really getting to step into his own a little bit and cut some good promos for a guy who's not really known for his promo work against Logan Paul, a guy who's really got it all. So I'm really digging this feud. And when they first announced that it was going to be Logan Paul and Ricochet, I was like everybody else in the internet wrestling community. I was disappointed. I didn't want to see it. I wanted to see LA Knight against Logan Paul. I thought that was the next matchup. That should have been the match, especially with all the trash talk Logan Paul and LA Knight were doing going into Money in the Bank. But man, I thought that this opening segment on Monday Night Raw was it was money. It was money. Ricochet is getting better. Logan Paul had the parting shot too with he talked about the ring announcer Samantha Irvin. She's going to have to be the one to announce Ricochet or Logan Paul as the winner. And he basically said, it's nothing personal. She's just going to be announcing me as the winner. So, good luck with that. And and then they got into
he was a little bit more about it, but yeah.
Yeah. You know, it was like, that's your fiance, right?
Yeah,
you know,
there
like
you go. There you go.
kind of hinting, you know, hey, you know, that's your fiance, right? Like, she's gonna be mine after I beat you down. So it was great. It was. I love the fight. I love the athleticism these guys showed in their brawl. I mean,
Mhm.
it was a good way, in a different way, to open Monday Night Raw, because we joke about AEW with Orange Cassidy always having to open Dynamite. Well, I feel like Seth Rollins and or Cody Rhodes rotate who opens Monday Night Raw every week. So to see Logan Paul and Ricochet actually open the show this week was a welcome change, in my opinion.
I agree with you, because it's been all Judgment Day, and it's nice to see, you know. And I'm a Judgment Day fan to the death. I
Yeah.
might get a tattoo, yeah,
You should.
I will. Don't challenge me. I don't have a tattoo yet of wrestling. I
It's
always
like
wanted an HBK tattoo.
Trish
but
and
I'll get
Becky,
this
right?
one. Oh yeah.
You got to do it live on Two Dudes with Attitudes.
All
It's our
right,
next segment. Yeah.
I'll do it. Let's do it. Yeah, I bet I can get my tattooist into my house to do it. Or I'll just shoot the episode from the tattoo parlor.
There you go.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. But no, but honestly, like, this was good stuff. And the only thing I missed about this was that I thought Logan Paul should have went a little bit harder, because he brought up the fiance and he said, I'm not trying to quote him, but it was basically like, when I win, she's going to say the winner, Logan Paul. And I thought it should have been, if you're going to bring up your fiance, you should have been like, how are you going to feel when your fiance is saying my name, Logan Paul? Because that would have been a little bit more impactful, right? A little bit more like, yo, like, I'm daddy. She's going to be saying my name. But I didn't know that Ricochet was bagging her. Good on Ricochet. He's an okay looking dude. He's okay. Like, he's like, what, like 4 feet tall, and she's gorgeous. But I mean, to each its own, right? I mean, they work together. You got to date someone you're close to. So props to Ricochet. I didn't know they were dating until this promo.
Yeah, I didn't realize that either.
I don't care about insight, so I don't know this shit. So I apologize. But yeah.
I also want to give props to Samantha Irvin. I think that's her.
She did well with the. So you talk about the facial reactions,
the face, and
it.
not really overacting too much, but not reacting at all. So, and also she's a damn good ring announcer too, and I think she gets people amped for, you know, the way she says Gunther, the way she talks about Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, you name it. When she says their names, I mean, people are amped. So
she is way better than Garcia. What is it? The Liz Garcia?
Lillian Garcia. Yeah,
Lillian Garcia, who was like the best ever, right?
Yeah.
Other than like,
she's better than Justin Roberts.
Yeah. But no, you're right. Ricochet's fiance, she is phenomenal. So props to her, and props to her to allowing this to happen, because that's got to be hard, right? So listen, you're a woman, you want to get married, and this is your moment, and it's happening, and then you're going to allow it to be brought out into the public eye for millions and millions of people to like see it. Props to her. So,
especially because she's not an on-screen character too.
They're cute together. Yeah, no, that's super cute. But but the props to Logan Paul, and I think it's just showing Logan Paul's progression as a heel and what he does well. It's so great. And like I said last week, this is all good for Ricochet. Ricochet is probably telling his girl it is a red panty night. That's a Conor McGregor reference. I don't know if you guys know that, but when you talk about a certain somebody, it's a red panty night because it means you're making a bunch of money. So you're like getting the red panties. That's like Ricochet is probably like, keep it going, Logan Paul. Make me that money, because I'm getting hit up on my social media. People are paying attention to me. So props to Logan Paul and Ricochet's beautiful fiance. Good job to all of them, because this was good stuff. And I love when stuff's personal. I love it when they bring it in. You know, when they did Seth and Riddle and so on. It's you know, Brett and Shawn Michaels. It's more fun when it's personal. And speaking of personal, let's talk about the main event of the night. We had Sami Zayn and Sami Zayn and Seth Rollins, because Kevin Owens is injured, in case y'all didn't know, versus the Judgment Day. And I was excited about this match, and this match was good. It was a good match. They did what they needed to do. The only thing they didn't do right, unless they did, is that the Judgment Day was pinned at the end. And we have been talking about how we don't understand why the Judgment Day is going back and forth with wins and losses. If you want the Judgment Day to be that faction, then have them win, 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 win. Why are they losing? You know what I mean? But maybe they are losing for a reason this week, right? Because this is the Raw before SummerSlam, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right? So if they're losing, let's see. So the end of the match, Damian Priest, I thought he had his own name for this move, but Corey Graves is all about calling it the Razor's Edge. So he puts him in the Razor's Edge, slams him down, and he's about to pin him, and he says, heck no. Give me that briefcase. I want to win the title. And nonetheless, Finn Balor grabs it, thinks about it, and says, no, do it. So they're on the same page, gives him the briefcase. Damian's about to knock him out, and then he counters and blah, blah, blah. And then he stomps Damian Priest. He bloodies his nose.
Yeah.
So obviously Priest didn't take that well. He obviously didn't protect himself. Or, once again, Seth Rollins injured another wrestler.
With the stomp.
For it.
Yeah.
Yep, with the stomp. Because he doesn't know how to freaking use it. And you think he practiced that, right? So he breaks his nose and pins Damian Priest. And I'm ended with, Like, I like that Dom didn't take the pin. I like that Finn was trying to help Damian Priest, even though he said, I got first dibs. He still gave him the briefcase. He thought about it for 1 second, but that didn't even affect the match. The announcers didn't bring it up. It didn't seem like that was bothersome. And so he was willing to allow him to take that, win to go into SummerSlam. And he never cashed in, just so you guys know. But the thing is that Seth got the win. And so we had Judgment Day losing again, and Damian took the L. So is that a good thing or a bad thing, Shooting Stars? That's what I'm talking to you about. Does that mean that we are going to see the end of Seth Rollins at SummerSlam, whether it be Finn or Damian Priest, or is it just Judgment Day losing nonstop and who gives a shit?
Yeah, I don't know. I do not know what they're doing because, and we'll talk. I mean, we'll get into our predictions with SummerSlam and everything next.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, that's wrestling 101, right? Whoever loses, whoever's getting beaten down on the go home show before a big pay-per-view, that's usually the person that ends up standing tall at the conclusion of that event. That's been wrestling 101 since the Attitude Era and even before that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so I mean, if we're going to go off of that logic, then yes, Finn Balor is going to win the World Heavyweight Championship. But with the way WWE has been booking the Judgment Day, they're so hot and cold, they're so up and down that I don't know. I don't know which way they're going to go. And that's what I don't like about it. I don't mind the unknown. I don't mind not knowing, but I just don't. Judgment Day they shouldn't be losing matches right now. They should be winning every match that they're in, especially if you're having them show up on all the major shows. You're having them on SmackDown, having them on NXT, having them on Raw. To make them feel more important, they need to be dominating. And they don't, keep them, separate Finn or Damian Priest and Dominik from Seth Rollins. They let them go their separate ways. And yes, have them, talk about each other, have their, their video packages that they've been playing for them have been fantastic. Do things like that, but keep them separated on the shows. Maybe have them interfere or stare each other down after the match. But having them in matches with each other just kind of, it makes me nervous. It really does. It makes me nervous because somebody's got to win, somebody's got to lose, and with the way WWE's been booking the Judgment Day, they're 9 times out of 10 most likely going to lose. So are they going to pull the trigger? I mean, I also feel like they're going to pull the trigger on Finn Balor and put the championship on him because why else are they having the Judgment Day show up on all of these shows? Why else are they having them on SmackDown and Raw and NXT? To show
why
off.
are they having another match after back-to-back pay-per-views?
Yeah. So it makes me feel like if they want them to be this big faction, this dominant faction, they got to do it. They got to take the belt off of Seth Rollins and put it on Finn Balor. feels like it's now or never for Old Finn.
Yeah. We'll get into that. All right. What's the last thing before we got predictions coming?
Yeah, I'll be quick with this one, but I think there was somebody on Monday Night Raw who showed why he deserves a bigger push on the show. And that, my man, is Chad Gable. Chad Gable, I thought he showed out against the reigning, defending, maybe the greatest ever Intercontinental Champion in WWE history.
Maybe,
and and Chad Gable, man, I mean, this guy can go. This guy is money. I know he's in a comedy gimmick with Otis and Maxine Dupree, but even his stuff is getting over. You can hear the audience legitimately laughing every time he comes out. You can hear them doing the thank you and doing the shush and everything. And now Maxine Dupree's winning matches because she's in the Alpha Academy and she's in the Chad Gable's training class that he's doing where he's making her a superstar. And, he got to go 5 minutes. Yeah, it was only 5 minutes, but he got to go 5 minutes with Gunther. And he beat Gunther. He beat him. He beat Gunther. I mean, technically, then Gunther, of course, changed the rules and demanded that the match go on a little bit longer. And then Gunther got the upper hand and won in the latter part. But Chad Gable deserves a push. Chad Gable is money. He can go in the ring. He's somebody that is a star in the making, and WWE, they don't know what they have in Chad Gable. It feels like, because this guy's gone from being Chad Gable to Shorty G for a while to
I forgot about Shorty G.
To he's back with the Alpha Academy when he was like the smartest man in the room, and now I think he's finding his footing, and I think he's proving himself as a legit up and coming superstar, and he can go in the ring. He's great on the mic. Chad Gable deserves a push, and I think that match with Gunther proved it.
I agree with everything you said, and he put it to Gunther like Gunther the thing. He put it to him. And by the way, Corey Graves does a great Gunther impression. I forgot which week it was. It was 2 weeks ago or so on, but he was like pretending to be Ludwig, and he was like, the ring is wrestling, and he was doing a great impression, so much so that even a nerdy boy was like, that's good. But I have to say, I agree with you. I love that Chad Gable won, and then Gunther was like, hell no, I don't take losses. This match is continuing. And the ring announcer was like, you said 5 minutes. He was like, out of my face. We're wrestling. And Gable was like, hey, and then lost. But it made Gable, like, we talk about not all losses are losses, right? And this was that perfect example that this is a time where Gable can lose and not lose. He won because he went longer than he should have, and like me with any girl. And then he literally continued on after that and had a hell of a match. Chad Gable, applause to you. He's such a underused talent. And I know that he's in this like comedy gimmick, but I have compared them to the New Day. And I'm proud to say that, because I think they are the New Day, where I think they can be a comedy gimmick, but they can at the same time kick butt and be a group who can win titles. And I'm talking about him and Otis and Maxine Dupree. I'm talking about all three of them. They can do their thing and do some stuff. So, it was nice to see that run, because Gunther's been destroying everybody, and he didn't destroy Chad Gable. So, props to him.
And I thought when that match was happening, I was like, oh, okay, it's going to be another Gunther runaway because of Chad Gable's the enhancement talent. But no, I mean, he showed out. And also, I heard, I didn't see it live, but I heard on Raw Talk, they interviewed Chad Gable, and he basically
Raw Talk. Good for you. Look at you.
Yeah, I think I saw it on TikTok. I didn't watch it
Put in the homework.
That's right. Yeah, no, I watched it live. Damn it. No, but I honestly I saw it on TikTok. I think it was, but because I don't know where Raw Talk is. I see the segments for it on somewhere. But
all I know is that you're killing me. Kayla Braxton's fine ass is on it, right?
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, that's all I care about. So yeah, Kayla Braxton. Will you marry me? She's on it. Yeah, but other than that,
she's a bombshell. But
Yeah.
on Raw Talk, Chad Gable, instead of being like, "Oh, the typical, I can't believe I lost," blah 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 blah. Instead, he told Gunther to go and win the Intercontinental Championship or defend the Intercontinental Championship at SummerSlam and win against Drew McIntyre because I'll be waiting for you. Like it was like he wants him to win so he can get a shot again against him, and that's the kind of Chad Gable I want to see.
Yeah, I agree. All right. It's an hour and 5 minutes. You ready for the segment?
Let's do it, man.
Let's do it.
Prediction time.
What time is it? Prediction time. What time is it? What time is it?
Prediction.
Nope.
You had it this time. You were ready.
I had it. I did.
I love it. All right.
I got to get it off the loop though. That's so it doesn't repeat. But rookie mistake. Yeah.
You know what? You're so rookie. All right. Let's start from the bottom. Start from the bottom. Now we're here.
Now we're here.
All right.
Yeah.
So, oh shoot. So this is a match, the SummerSlam Battle Royal. Do you have that on your thing?
I do. Hang on. Let me.
Oh, look at you! You know
I've got it.
Good.
As soon as I.
That's a real match. Who's in it?
All I know is LA Knight and everybody else.
All right. So we both have the same prediction, right? So let me see here.
I even have it on the screen. LA Knight versus everybody else.
Everybody else. I love it. So what? Okay. Did I miss it? So what happens if you win this match? Do you get a title shot? Do you get a...
They haven't said.
No, it says on here that nothing happens. All right. So I'm going to go LA Knight. What about you?
I don't know.
Are you going to go with a swerve? You can go with Joint the Clown? Is Joint coming back?
I think LA Knight has to win. I think LA Knight should win. But I just know how the WWE has been about pushing this guy. They don't want him to win for whatever reason. They don't want him to win anything. He didn't win the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. He didn't win at Money in the Bank. He didn't win against Bray Wyatt. So I don't know, but maybe this is his coming out party. So I am going to say that LA Knight's going to win this. And I think they're setting up something with him and Sheamus. So I think he eliminates Sheamus last to win this Battle Royal.
Is Sheamus in it? Sheamus up right now.
They had a thing on SmackDown where on SmackDown, LA Knight walked up to Adam Pearce and was like, "Hey, let me talk to you."
I saw that.
And then Sheamus came up.
Part of the Battle Royal. Oh, I thought that was just like them talking crap.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're gonna have a match next on SmackDown against each other, and then they're gonna both be in the Battle Royal.
All right. So we both have LA Knight.
Yes,
you don't.
LA Knight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I'm picking LA Knight. But I just feel like I don't know if WWE wants him to win. I feel like this is their way just to get him on the card.
I don't know what's happening with Triple H. All right, we got Ronda Rousey versus Shayna Baszler in a MMA rules. So this is disappointing because they're not going to have a real MMA fight. And I know they're both professional MMAers, but are they really going to be able to act it out? Is there going to be a ring? Is this going to be pre-recorded in their basement? Either way, I got Shayna winning. You're first. Go. You're first. Go.
Yeah, Shayna Baszler. I think I got to say that the promo package that they did this week was
phenomenal.
It was phenomenal. 2 times. Well done.
They did a double. Yeah. They did a to be continued, and I was like, "Oh, for when? Oh, later on tonight. Got it."
Yeah. No, it was great. Everything about it was gave it that big match feel. Shayna Baszler's been looking like $1 million in this feud. She's been looking dominant. And it's about damn time. And whether the rumors are true that Ronda Rousey's leaving WWE, this is her swan song, this is it, and she's going back to get her ass kicked in UFC for whatever reason. I don't know if any of that's true. I don't care about this match. I don't care that if this is her last match because I think Shayna Baszler's winning and Ronda's looking good in this as well too. But in the video package, so I got to give her flowers.
Yeah,
but Shayna Baszler's winning this match, and she should.
I agree. All right, let's go to Drew McIntyre versus the Gunther IC title match. Who do you got? You don't got to fart to say it. Just say it. You're okay.
No,
You're okay.
this one's tough, man.
Is it though? Is it? Is Gunther losing? Come on, let's.
I feel like if they were gonna do the cashing in of Money in the Bank, I feel like they're gonna have Drew win and then have Damian Priest cash in and win the IC title.
Yes, sir.
But I don't know if they're gonna do that at SummerSlam. I do think Gunther's gonna win. I think they want him to beat the Honky Tonk Man's record of longest reigning Intercontinental Champion.
Okay.
And I think he's close. And Triple H loves long title reigns, so I don't see it ending now. I think Gunther's going to retain. I think it's going to be a damn good match, but I think eventually Drew McIntyre is the one to take it off of him. But I think Imperium is involved, and they'll cost Drew McIntyre the match, and Gunther's going to retain.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm going to think to it. I don't care. I'm always wrong. It doesn't matter. I'm going to go Drew McIntyre wins, and my boy Damian Priest cashes in and wins the IC title right afterwards. I'm doing it. I'm sticking to it. I don't give two craps what everybody says. Let's go. Let's move on. Logan Paul versus Ricochet. Who do you got? I got to move fast that. I don't want anyone to dog me in the comments. Let's go. Ricochet and Logan Paul. Who do you got?
Logan Paul.
This is
I think this
one. Okay.
It is a tough one.
He's
it is
finally
a tough
gonna win. Is he finally gonna win?
I think he needs to. He has to be.
He does. Yeah.
To be taken seriously, you can't keep losing matches. Yes, you can have
I
great
agree.
spots and great moments, and be the moment, as he always says. But not if you're losing all the time. So I think this is the time for him to. I think Ricochet is going to look great in defeat. But I think Logan Paul's going to. I think he's going to cheat the win, but I think he's going to win nonetheless.
I agree with you fully. I think he'll cheat the win. He's going to win, and Ricochet's fiance is going to have to announce him as the winner and say his name. And I also think it fits perfectly because I think literally on the same exact day, Jake Paul's fighting Nate Diaz in a boxing match. So I think
they've already announced that this is the opening match at SummerSlam.
So you can watch Jake Paul.
So he can, and so Logan Paul can leave Detroit to get to the fight, so he can watch his brother fight on time.
Where's the fight at?
I'm not sure where it is.
He's gonna fly to get to that fight. Either way, here Nate Diaz is the baddest mother beep in the planet. And the fact that he's going to job to Jake Paul upsets me. Because that's a rigged fight. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah. I'm trying to see where it is. I don't know. But, but that's the rumor that this match is opening SummerSlam. And I think WWE has already announced that it's opening so that Logan Paul can either watch his brother fight on time or get to the fight on time. But either way, I think Logan Paul finally wins.
I agree as well.
And the Paul brothers will be 2-0 on the weekend.
It's about damn time. Oh, poor Nate Diaz. All right, we got Asuka versus Boring. Who do you got?
Oh man, Rick. I think Charlotte Flair. I think Charlotte Flair is going to do it.
All right.
As much as I want to see Asuka retain, you've said it before, and it's one of those things that we talk about all the time about once you say it, you can't unsee it. But Charlotte Flair is not good in the WWE unless she has the championship, and she has to have the title to be relevant. And I think if she wins, she sets the record or breaks her father's record or either ties it or something. So
maybe.
I think she's at either 15 or 16, or she's getting close, but she's going to get even closer because I think she's going to beat Bianca and Asuka, and I think she's going to win the women's championship, and she's going to hold it again.
All right. I got Asuka. Sorry, I think she's going to win because Charlotte and Bianca are going to interfere too much and then feud later. Yeah. So I want Asuka to win. Going to drop it to Io Sky, but we'll see. All right.
Do you think Io cashes in after the match?
I think Io will cash in on Asuka someday, but not SummerSlam. It's not due because Damian Priest is going to cash in, and we're going to have a title change. Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor for the World Heavyweight Championship. Who you got, bruh?
Finn Balor. Finn Balor is
man.
going to beat Seth Rollins. He's going to hit him with the coup de grace. It's going to be a clean win. And Judgment Day will get involved, but I think Finn's going to beat him clean. And Finn's going to be the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion.
Finn Balor, baby, let's go. Seth has done it enough. And why would you have Finn wrestle again if you're going to have him lose? What's the effing point?
Yeah.
Especially with the 7-year itch and the 7-year bitch line. I mean, it just fits so perfectly. It's got to be Finn Balor.
Yeah.
It's got to be.
It's and it's now or never for Finn Balor.
I agree. Because if he loses now, what do you do with him?
Yeah, exactly.
All
and
right.
the Jake Paul Nate Diaz fight is in Dallas. So look, Jake and SummerSlam's in Detroit. So Logan Paul could get there.
I don't know how far that is. Yeah, I'm in California, and we know how to party. And that's
if you look at the map, everyth's about 4 inches away.
What's a map? Yeah. But I only do things in 10 inches, so I have no idea. All right, you ready? Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar. So Brock Lesnar has beat him up in front of his mama, in front of his kids, in front of fans, in front of everybody who cares. And he also got wutted. And I didn't bring it up, darn it. But Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar. Who do you got?
Oh, Cody Rhodes. I think Cody Rhodes is doing it, much to my dismay. But they're not going to have Cody lose this series to Brock. I think this is the last match. I do think we find out Cody Rhodes' next opponent in this match shortly thereafter, whether it's Bobby Lashley and the Hurt Business coming out and beating him up afterwards, or a returning Bray Wyatt or somebody along those lines coming out. But I think Cody Rhodes is winning.
I can't not agree with you. I mean, it's all Cody Rhodes all over it. Because if Brock beats Cody, what's the point, right? Like, Brock's not going to go challenge anybody for the title. So this is Cody Rhodes' story. I got Cody beating Brock somehow. I don't know. Maybe in front of Brock's mama, or in front of Sable. Maybe in front of Sable. This is for the women who want to be me and the men who want to see me. And then Cody's like, kapow.
Yep.
All right. Are you ready? The main event. It's time. Roman freaking Reigns versus Jey, the Royal Chief Uso, in a tribal combat match. Who you got to close out our podcast?
I think Jey Uso is going to show out. I think this is going to be one of those matches where you got to get your popcorn ready and you're going to be on the edge of your seat the entire time. I think we're going to have a return, and it's not going to be Bray Wyatt. It's not going to be The Rock. It's going to be James Uso, Jimmy Uso. He's going to come back, and I think I said this on TikTok, so if you follow me on TikTok, you heard it there first. But
I do. I
think Jimmy Uso is going to cost his brother the Undisputed Championship. I think Jimmy Uso is going to turn on Jey. Jay's going to go off on his own and maybe get a rematch with Roman at WrestleMania, or get a match with Jey at WrestleMania, because they said in an interview going into one of the big events, maybe the London event and Money in the Bank, that the dream match is against each other. And so I think this is a way to get that. But I think that promo that Roman cut on SmackDown, where he said that, you went and booked yourself a title match as soon as your brother's in the hospital, and you were only named the right-hand man because Jimmy was hurt, and Solo loves me more than he loves you. And, you took all this away from Jimmy. I think that's going to resonate with Jimmy. Jimmy's going to turn on Jey. He's going to become the new right-hand man. And the bloodline's going to be stronger than ever, with Roman, Jimmy Uso, and Solo Sikoa being dominant. And Jay's going to be off on his own, trying to fight his brother, get at his brother, and keeping this storyline going.
All right. I agree fully. I can't even disagree. It's almost one thing. I agree with you with everything. I support you on your TikTok with Jimmy being the betrayer. I don't think we're going to get Rikishi or anybody yet.
No.
And I think the betrayal, because the tribal combat works, and it will continue on. And I still think Jey will win at WrestleMania 40. I don't think it's going to be Cody. So I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think that's how it's going to go. Roman Reigns on top. Wait, Roman Reigns on. Perfect.
There we go. Right. Roman Reigns wins.
All right. Well, we finished our WWE. What's good, y'all? It was a busy week. We had fun. We're excited to talk about SummerSlam coming up this week. Maybe we'll do a live on SummerSlam. Who knows? We'll talk.
I'm down.
We'll see. We'll shoot it out. Yeah, I'm down too. So we'll see what's going on. But either way, I am Mr. MWO, the dude of Wrestle Talk. Keep following us. We're blowing up on YouTube. No one cares about us on Twitch. So if you want to, jump on Twitch. If you like us, follow us there too. Follow us on both. It's okay. We got so many followers on YouTube. You can follow us on Twitch as well. Get us going. But either way, YouTube is blowing up. I appreciate you. And with me, as always, is the honorary dude,
Mr. Shooting Star Press. Hit us up on Apple. We're blowing up there too. We're hitting on the Spotify.
Yeah, we are.
Apples. We are. We hit the 2,500 download mark earlier in the week. So, thank you all for the love and the reviews. Keep them coming. Keep the downloads coming because we've been down since day one, and we the dudes. So, come be a part of something special. Throw the ones up. Throw the twos up. Throw the twos up.
Yeah, we the dudes. We the
That's right.
dudes.
With attitude.
All right. Hit the music. Let's go.
Sir.
Two dudes with attitudes. Let's go to the pod every Wednesday. Back to represent.
You thought two dudes is a scissor.
Here comes the main event.
Yeah,
every week is the dudes from the east and the west.
Do they still sit there?
Breaking down everything you've seen and the best of the best came together.